Urgent. Golden State Warriors fans, especially Curry loyalists, are completely stunned. Steve Kerr is now pushing hard to bring in Bobby Portis, and the decision has left Dub Nation scratching their heads. Why Portis? Why now? Is this a brilliant power move or a sign that the Warriors are heading in a wild new direction? With Steph's championship window narrowing, fans expected big names, but this? The locker room chemistry, rotation, and even the team's identity could shift with this move. Is Kerr seeing something others aren't, or is this a gamble that could backfire? One thing's clear: this surprise target has changed everything for Golden State. The shockwaves are just beginning. Steve Kerr might be on the verge of making one of the most intriguing offseason moves the Golden State Warriors have considered in recent years. And no, it's not some flashy superstar trade or a reunion with a past champion. It's about toughness, grit, and a strategic fit that speaks volumes about how Kerr sees the next chapter of Warriors basketball. We're talking about Bobby Portis, yes, the 6'10" bruiser from the Milwaukee Bucks, known for his fire, hustle, and that unmistakable intensity that bleeds through every possession. Word is, Steve Kerr is eyeing Portis as a potential free agent target, and it's more than just a name tossed around in rumor circles. There's substance here. Portis recently declined his $13.5 million player option with the Bucks, making him an unrestricted free agent. That immediately opened the door for suitors, and Golden State's name is right there among the early teams to monitor. And given their past connection during the 2023 FIBA World Cup, where Kerr coached Portis as part of Team USA, this isn't just a speculative match, it's personal. It's tactical. And it's creating serious buzz among fans, analysts, and even within the Warriors' front office. So why Bobby Portis? Why now? Let's backtrack a bit. The Golden State Warriors are at a crossroads. The dynasty, built on the smooth shooting of Stephen Curry, the defensive brilliance of Draymond Green, and the elite coaching IQ of Kerr, has been forced to evolve. Klay Thompson's future is uncertain. Younger players like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are developing, but not without growing pains. And while Jimmy Butler's name has been tied to the team in recent months, adding a layer of defensive intensity and clutch experience, the Warriors know they still need frontcourt stability. This past season made it painfully clear the Warriors lack size, physicality, and second-chance creation from their bench unit. They were too often overpowered inside, giving up rebounds at critical moments, getting punished in the paint, and struggling to match the energy of teams that just, frankly, bullied them down low. That's where Portis enters the picture. Portis is not your typical stretch big, and that's exactly what makes him appealing. He's rugged, relentless on the glass, and has an underrated shooting touch from beyond the arc. In fact, during the 2022-2023 season, he shot 37% from three on decent volume, while averaging over 9 rebounds per game off the bench. That's not just solid, it's production the Warriors have sorely missed when Draymond sits or when Looney gets overwhelmed by larger opponents. But here's where things get even more interesting. The trust between Kerr and Portis isn't hypothetical, it's real. During the FIBA World Cup, Kerr relied on Portis to bring energy, effort, and physicality, especially when the team lacked interior dominance. While Team USA ultimately fell short, Kerr took notes. And one of the takeaways was just how much Portis bought into the system. He rebounded, spaced the floor, played with urgency, and never took a possession off. For Kerr, that's gold. Now, the fanbase? Well, they're torn. There's a very real divide in how people are viewing this potential move. On one side, you've got fans excited about what Portis brings. They point to his size 6'10", with the ability to battle inside and step outside to knock down a jumper. They talk about his rebounding, which has been elite for a bench player, especially on the offensive glass. And then there's the toughness factor, something Warriors fans have been clamoring for since the days of David West and Andrew Bogut. Portis doesn't back down from anyone, and if you've watched Golden State in recent seasons, you know that edge has been missing. Add to that his experience. Portis is a champion, having helped the Bucks win the 2021 NBA title. He's been in big playoff games. He's played crucial minutes in hostile environments. That kind of veteran savvy, coupled with his fire, is not easily found in today's market. And when you've already got Curry, Green, and possibly Butler setting the tone, plugging in someone like Portis makes a lot of sense. But it's not all sunshine and open lanes. The concerns are legitimate, and they're being voiced loudly in places like Reddit, Twitter, and Warriors fan forums. One major criticism? Fit. Golden State's offense thrives on ball movement, off-ball cutting, and spacing. Some fans fear Portis, while being a decent shooter, might clog lanes or slow down that beautiful Warriors-style basketball. He's not exactly a quick decision maker, and although he can shoot, he isn't the kind of high IQ passer that typically flourishes in Kerr's system. There's also the question of mobility. In a system where switching, fast rotations, and perimeter defense are critical, can Portis keep up? Or would he become a defensive liability in small ball lineups? And then there's the youth factor. If Portis is added to the roster, it could limit opportunities for young bigs like Tracy Jackson-Davis and Quinton Post. Jackson-Davis, in particular, showed flashes of promise with his rim protection, rebounding instincts, and finishing ability. Blocking his development in favor of a veteran could feel like a step backward for a franchise that's claimed to prioritize grooming the next generation. It's a delicate balance. Do you go all in on maximizing Curry's remaining prime years with seasoned, battle-tested players? Or do you keep developing your youth and risk wasting another season in transition? What's clear is that Kerr's interest in Portis speaks volumes. This is not a random flirtation. It's a blueprint move. Kerr wants toughness. He wants someone who can get in the trenches, someone who won't shrink under playoff pressure. And he's likely willing to sacrifice some youth development to get it. But even if the basketball fit makes sense, there's still one enormous hurdle: the salary cap. Golden State is already dancing on a financial tightrope. With Curry, Green, and potentially Jimmy Butler all on substantial deals, adding Portis means creative maneuvering. The new CBA has made it harder than ever to add mid-tier contracts without hitting punitive luxury tax levels. Portis, having declined $13.5 million, isn't likely to take a steep discount. He knows his value. So for the Warriors to land him, they'll need to move money, possibly parting with a rotational player or reshuffling deals to make room. One potential workaround is the mid-level exception. If Portis is willing to sign for slightly less in exchange for a defined role, championship culture, and Kerr's system, it could work. But that's a big if. Other teams like the Bucks, who'd love to retain him, or even cap flexible squads like the Thunder or Pacers, could offer more money and still a sizable role. Golden State can't compete dollar for dollar. They have to compete with vision, opportunity, and the promise of one more run at the top.